What incident made you realize humanity is doomed? I have to limit how much I view social media because there are so many absolutely disgusting people being cheered on and celebrated for things that they should be ashamed of. The search for toilet paper in 2020. I work retail and we are running 50% off this week. People are unable to tell how much two of the same product will cost. The products are priced with both the original price and the sale price. After my first week working in tech support. Gestures vaguely. No event but being a HS teacher. I worked at a 24-hour convenience store in Harvard Square in the 90s and dealt with mostly tourists and Harvard students. Seeing all these people from around the world and all of our brightest minds collectively in one room made me realize just how stupid people are. It's amazing we've gotten this far. Morons. All of us. The absolute unwillingness to make decisions based on history. The last 3 times we tried it this bad thing happened, but it'll work this time it doesn't. When I realized psychopaths rise to positions of influence at a disproportionate rate. Something fundamentally self-destructive about humanity. Not enough people seek positions in society to better society. Far too often it's selfish people seeking to abuse positions of influence for their own benefit, even if it means screwing over everyone else. Probably after experiencing how rapidly many people turn into selfish, aggressive, uncivilized thugs over mundane things. Each year, when shoppers are allowed out in public, Black Friday degenerates into the charge of the barbarian hordes. I've seen deranged mothers clawing each other's faces over the last slightly discounted 4K TV. Fist fights over who is next into a store. Then we had the lockdown in 2020, and I got to see shrieking harpies, pulling each other's hair out over toilet roll, ramming trolleys in aisles, spitting and swearing nutters charging and tackling other shoppers over pasta and water. Bedlam. Recent fuel shortages in the UK saw some areas beset by panic buyers. People getting assaulted on the forecourts. Road rage outside filling stations. Scenes not out of place in a Mad Maximum film. I shudder to imagine how people would react to a real crisis. When I was in school I had a class on crime and mental health. I had to do a research paper, and during the research I read a lot of studies about how many problems in the world can be solved with mental health treatment, housing and feeding people who need it. And then reading other studies where the public constantly opposes said treatment. The reality is that most people in the world would rather spend $100 putting someone in jail than $90 treating them. We, as a species, would rather punish someone for crimes, even if it means continuing the cycle of criminality wherein we are the victims. I studied ecology and then taught biology and environmental science for 16 years. Warnings from scientists on climate change have become more and more dire. And global leaders/corporations continue to talk about taking action, but they don't actually do what is required. They have instead become skilled at making the average citizen feel bad and responsible for it. Not RL1 incident yet, seeing the progression of one-time use plastic waste and how much plastic is thrown away every day. I work in a hospital. The AMT of garbage one part generates is stupid. In IQ, more stupid. And at my hospital there are about 300 to 400 inpatients every day. And there are 14 hospitals in just this metro area. This shit is all made from oil. One-time use takeout food containers. I'd say 2 world wars in under 25 years would do the trick. The Uber driver mother of 4 begging for her life before being shot dead by her passenger. Where there's no mercy, there's no hope. What doesn't make me think humanity is doomed? Every time I look around all I see are lobsters boiling in a pot, all arguing with each other, whether the pot is made of brass or stainless steel. These are the moments that will be described in future textbooks when trying to explain the downfall of Western society. Assuming anyone will be around to read and write them. How a country treats its most vulnerable citizens. The Holocaust and how the Nazis turned a nation of sane people into murderous, genocidal maniacs. The worst stories about the Holocaust to me aren't what they did to the Jews. but how normal the camp staff was outside of work, and how they were just normal people who enjoyed the company of their families and friends, but during work time murdered millions of people like animals. It makes me shiver to think about how I would behave if I grew up in Nazi Germany. It truly shows the depravity and true evil humans are capable of. I saw the Great Pacific Garbage Patch in person. We fucked. Y'all.